We hit 0, and we did side by side. A very heavy emphasis over towards the B bomb site from FaZe clan, with Olof floating around in mid and 2 players entrenched deeply back at B. As these smokes come over, the rotation's now trying to come through from FaZe, but they will be lacking in how many bodies they've got at the site. That's not to matter, though, because Olof and NiKo have taken matters into their own hands, and it's only ropz left now for the mousesports squad. Brokey was able to provide back-to-back 4Ks for FaZe to find their pistols. Can ropz now do the same? Ooh, nice final bullet onto coldzera. NiKo with 6 points of health is a soft, squishy target that ropz is going to look to shut down. Olof, in the meantime, has gone all the way over towards the long doors, and he's holding for this top mid rotation.
I like this play from Olof. This provides 2 things. One, it's an unexpected position. If ropz flanks long, he's going to die. The other thing is, once NiKo spots ropz up catwalk, I imagine Olof is going to flank. He's actually not going to. He's going to double back towards the site, but a flank could have been everything. Either way, the bomb is in the open, and ropz has got to get this kill to NiKo first. Olof stalling. He knows he doesn't have to take this fight. ropz drops, and now he grabs the bomb. Looking still for NiKo. This is a rotation to B. This is a great call. NiKo has spotted it though. ropz, oh, he's going to get legged. He's getting tagged as he runs through the spawn. NiKo dropping in to try and chase him down. ropz is ahead of the time, ahead of the game, but he's not going to be able to get it to B. You think NiKo runs out of ammo, and ropz has a chance in the one-on-one.
Oh, he has to plan. He's going to get it done, and now Olof comes barreling in with 100 HP on the mark. ropz 13. Here comes the peek from the window, and takes his time with it. ropz makes it.
It's on Twitter that this is the place you want to be. It's another pistol 4K, this time from ropz to put around on the board for Mouse.
And that's so important. He was quiet back in that. So Mouse have to be careful. Getting out through middle, the smokes can come down towards CT, cut off FaZe on that rotation. Now, of course, Brokey can go through them, but Mouse need to dedicate players are watching for that smoke. They don't. Brokey, he's got a charge, he's got a shot. He does take down karrigan, but trade is quick and concise. mousesports setting up to B, and Rain gets dinked, but at the same vein, he knocks out Frozen from this round. There's a man at the back of the car. Chris can't find the kill, and coldzera stalling on B, allowing time for Rain to come in on rotate. That's a big kill for Kool, and Rain's going to finish off.
Long and as back and forth as they did on trade for mousesports. karrigan tries to play for the long pick. That is like a ballsy maneuver from karrigan. Do they even know he's out? That's my question. They do. They've molotoved him. He smokes that off. He's still looking for this fight. He's still trying to force these engagements out from FaZe. Smoke now in the long doors, and they thought that meant they could isolate karrigan, but no. They do come back in and get the trade at the very, very least. They actually tip the hat even further in favor of FaZe clan, and now Rain from the car sends Chris J packing. So interesting one on the spam. And this has softened up 2 players now down into the one-hit range of these deagles.
Frozen knows Kool's here. Look at the blood on the wall. He knows his connection was successful with the deagle, and therefore Kool has to be on the left or right side. The read is there for Frozen. The swing should be punished, and Kool's not going to go for it. I like that. He stalls it out, he waits his time, and he gets a kill to Woxic, even following up. I thought he...
And like how many eco on anti-eco rounds have been won out here at the Pro League?
Certainly entertaining, Trace. You know, what we want here on the Pro League. A bit of fun.
How is NiKo staying? Oh, I get it. Anyway, good shot onto Woxic, as we're looking at just 4 Glocks remaining here for the side of mousesports. Elect to go up catwalk. It's going to be Rain that's going to meet them at the ramp. One player has already dropped off into CT spawn. However, coldzera has dispatched him, and Rain doing the rest of the work over there for karrigan and Chris J. ropz with the P shooter from long. Not really.
They lean against them. They don't want to give those over to FaZe. We know how viable those guns are, holding angles, especially on a map like Dust2.
Well, first of all, the guns have already been out. And
something about restaurants, clothes, dudes.
Look at this round. Speaking of dudes, NiKo and coldzera, they've aggressed in mid, and sure, NiKo falls back, but Kool now making his way up onto the catwalk, and this means this A site is going to have a lot of bodies in it for the FaZe clan side. Mouse, will they be aware of this fact? It does leave Brokey to hold the B site alone with.
Slow is smooth, and smooth is fast. As mousesports try to work their way up long, they're going to flash out. Rain is going to be blinded. NiKo is there to help. Ooh. It's going to be a rough take here for mousesports. They're going to try to run it up on long. NiKo peeking with the op, almost getting doubles out of that one. It's going to be Rain that does it for him.
Just walks to the pit. It should be coming to a close here, although he's done a lot of damage onto NiKo. Can't finish a kill. Rain gets tagged up as well. woxic, surely on one of these peaks, he's going to get his head blown off. See the bullets coming in the flank as well. Kool is on the lurk down long. woxic buying his time, but not much time left to buy. It might be discounted. Kool's going to take him out. There's a chance for FaZe to run wild with this CT side start. The mousesports, the pistol, they have not stopped. 4 in a row. And more pistols for mousesports.
Standing idly by. He's got an AK. He's ready for you. Scary boost right here.
Yeah, but it never really delivers for Mowers, and you know they're not really expecting to find much in this round. Armed with only the Deegs on the majority of these guys. woxic obviously saving a bit of extra money to try and bring that AWP out for mousesports. NiKo does actually get dinked by woxic out through mid. Not going to transpire, not going to give them the kill though. And there's the shutdown. FaZe
almost James Bonding around the elbow with the AWP, excuse me, the AWP. And, well, now he's had to reposition. He's going to go towards the long side of things. And here comes a smoke on the rail from the side of mousesports. It's going to buy them a little bit more real estate in their effort to get onto this A-bomb site. Throw a second one towards elevator. Full commit is there. They're going to have some spawn drop go on. And that's going to create an interesting dilemma, interesting problem here for FaZe to try to fix up at least.
NiKo thinks he has the timing to get out, but little does he know. Chris J is in hot pursuit. He will be gone from the round as olof gets rid of him. 4-on-3. And a man stuck in CT. Not quite there yet, but down below on the boxes. Frozen's trying to bait players in by running above and showing his shadow. That is by design. As you can see, karrigan falls in to try and force the fight. That's not successful. Rain gets the kill, and he knows that Frozen is holding this position because of the shadow. woxic needs to hit this shot, and he does. There's another man there, though, and Frozen, he does get the kill below. He follows up with both, actually. olof alone in a 1-on-2. It's not happening. mousesports, what?
with the guy on short, and then follow. Look at this. Headshot onto that guy, and then also breaks Rain down in CT. My goodness, Frozen looking good right now, and looking for some action over here towards Catwalk. Just might get given his wish as karrigan and Chris J stack up on the other side. Smoke goes down. NiKo playing the drop-down position.
Veto is out. FaZe should know this is a commitment. They've spotted a long lurk. Frozen's going to double back to mid as mousesports take the catwalk. Flash out for Kool, and he finds one, but the trade is in. Guns dropped over as upgrades are allowed by Mouse. Frozen doubling back after a kill in middle, and he might get a bit of an unfortunate timing. FaZe have a double mid setup. They might come in on this catwalk flank. That is a common point of rotation. Far safer than coming through the spawn, but it might not be even a round attempted by FaZe. They lose yet another man. olof dead on long. And NiKo and Brokey, they're out of this one. They're going to save. You know, not that I doubt NiKo on this weapon, but after seeing Brokey just absolute buy a second orb, we'll see if that is a decision made by FaZe. Of course, it can be used.
Yeah, woxic wasn't holding the mid-cross. Instead, he had the spawn for tunnels. So he's gone running over here with ropz alongside him. They throw him into a bit of an off angle here. But smokes go in, and so nothing's found on the back of this early B presence for the mousesports side. Now, they haven't got map control anywhere else. These players that were in mid have actually left mid and elected to join the rest of the gang in tunnels. That's everyone apart from Frozen, but even he looks like he could follow suit. And so, yeah, now this is just the B commitment. That's been telegraphed now as they start to get into this way. That's where we're going to look to Frozen. FaZe
kind of, you know, prophesized almost. Both of these teams having
just on the opponent's map pick, as is pro position. There's a smoke in middle that would allow him to go aggressive, but instead the aggression's coming in from NiKo on the catwalk. He got fast catted up here and is going to look to take matters into his own hands. Nice shot. karrigan gone. NiKo just going to double back through the molly. He takes 40 damage, but that's worth it for the kill. Doesn't allow mousesports to trade it either with a further molly down. A good grenade from FaZe, double, and a molly to finally put Chris J out of his misery. He's down to 22. NiKo gets tagged in CT. ropz is out mid. mousesports might come to join him here. Long, not successful for them as they take a bit of a beating between the doors. So Frozen holds on to that, and the rest of mousesports set up on Cat as is tradition.
A little bit of a response in the form of grenades,
Nice.
but it's NiKo that gets clipped there by Chris J, and then well, that's his shot in this round out of the way. 4 versus 4. Very low on Chris J, 11 HP to be exact. Some heroics. They're going to dump all this utility into the A site. Rain, though, wants to get close, wants to make it personal. Does have a little bit of a one-way to his advantage, and is only good for 1. Chris was already low. And now this A bomb site is very vulnerable. 3v3, Olaf. Closest with the angle, at least. Found himself at long. However, the plant's going to come in for Cat. coldzera and Brokey going to consider joining him.
Oh, that's
He's not going to be there, is he?
No.
That will force a save. There's no way they can go for it now. Olaf's gone. The time is half. And yeah, FaZe have no position inside of the site. So they hang around. They look to see if any kills come their way. But there's nothing here for mousesports. I like how Frozen is really on this T side. Really coming to life. It isn't, I mean, you know, it's back and forth in some sense, but now 4 in a row for mousesports. Well, the streak is in their favor. Will they continue on it? This shot, I don't know even how it hits.
It's like hits his
Toe.
big toe.
Yeah.
Is that right now, you know, we've only seen mousesports take a man advantage 3 times in this 11-round game. And, you know, keeping this score even at 5-5 when you've been playing this a man down a lot of the time feels impressive. Even that round there, you know, it was NiKo to open up with a frag onto karrigan, and this round is no exception. So those opening duels continue to go in FaZe's favor. They go one step further and even put some chip damage in with those with those nades. Follow up onto Chris J and Frozen as Rain deals with both of them. karrigan now trying to force the issue out from Catwalk. The bomb is in tow on the back of woczik, and he's hounding down NiKo. Oh, looking for a little bit more, but Rain will lay him to rest. Rain is on for the ace, by the way. woczik, the last man remaining, trying to deny the ace to Rain. But it's not going to happen. Rain's going to get it, isn't it? And my word, Sitchy in this A site. I think some of his best moments have been delivered from holding the A site down. And in this game now, he's delivering exactly what we want from him, right? 15-4, an ace in this round to get him to that scoreline.
And they had guns.
Yeah,
This wasn't like an eco mop-up
here.
This was, you know, a full-on commitment for the side of mousesports.
Ooh, certainly was a mop-up, though. And Brokey, if he does, NiKo's there. That's a good bait by FaZe. The audio is the intention. Olaf is running around, making footsteps, but Frozen isn't falling for it. And Olaf might even push in off of the back of this clearly emptiness. Well, it's not empty anymore. Frozen has been waiting in the corner the whole time. NiKo dodges the flashbang, but he unscopes to the Molotov. He thinks he's not going to get repeat. That is not the case. Frozen finds 2. A big couple of openers towards this A site. FaZe may even save. Look at Rain.
For this mid-cross, and he just saw NiKo divert over towards B, so he'll join up with ropz, and they might look to really do some damage. They don't want to commit to these fights, not yet anyway, and that probably isn't going to change. I think at this point,
Typical aggression coming out here towards the mid side of things. Rain just straight up deleting karrigan through a smoke, and you know, what can you really do about it? Because that's not going to stop just there. coldzera is going to have a say in this round as well. And meanwhile, where coldzera left off, it's Brokey. There's 2 players alive, make it just 1 in woczik. He's got an AWP, nowhere to go with it, nothing to do. No time. There you go. 7 on the board for FaZe, 6 for mousesports. Kills.
391.
he's not waiting around for anyone. He's just picked up the pace. However, sometimes if you go a little too fast, you might just obliterate on the re-entry through these mid doors. Chris J does manage to get across and even tags coldzera through the doors. He's able to fall back into the B site, but that's the only silver lining right here for FaZe. Cold's got to do it all. He's getting pressured, but only by karrigan. The rest of the mid split never arrives. It's gone back through the tunnels, and now ropz coming in late. That's allowed for FaZe to start to get these players in CT in position. You can see the other FaZe guys have gone back just to double check long because they realize that this play's slowed right down. Frozen delivering 2 big kills. woczik down through mid. This cannot be another 2-on-5. Surely not. Surely this doesn't happen again. We're down to just olof and NiKo now in the retake. Now Frozen has this bomb planted. Molly in the door, that's going to force the fight from olof, and he almost chains it onto woxic. NiKo with the AWP versus woxic. Flash goes in, and NiKo gets the job done. It's 8 on the board for FaZe Clan as they make that retake happen, albeit by this skin of their teeth.
It was the same 2 as well, woxic and Frozen. They won that 2-on-4 on the A side in the spawn with 2 of their own. So Kool was alone. He was on an island. mousesports could have just traded the kill, but karrigan goes in alone. He dies, and then the rest of mousesports dribble out. You can, let slip if you're mousesports in that spot.
And if you're mousesports, you're thinking you're lucky stars right now for at least players like Frozen who have shown up in huge ways in this best of 3, especially on this map right now.
And especially in this round.
Yep, already in this round, imagine that.
Yeah, quick trade up Cat does get rid of NiKo at least. So 4-on-4 for mousesports opens up a world of opportunity for them. 2 on B for FaZe. mousesports, the middle is open. I'd love to see, and I've never actually, I'm trying to think if this has ever happened, but in a 2-on-2 when you have a position like this and FaZe playing 2A, 2B, I'd love to see mousesports walk through CT and try and flank A, or just anyone for that matter. Not going to happen though. Flash is unfortunate for Frozen. He gets blinded out. Brokey's going to take him down, and woxic alone does get that kill, a chance for a plant, but how much more with 7 points of health?
Yeah, he's so low off of that nade. woxic going back into the tunnel. FaZe have rotated both, still going to be all good. It's just this cross that's a bit of a tenuous subject. FaZe is still at B. They're like, no, he really isn't here. They're even looking at each other. They can't believe it. Rain and olof, they are really not sold that he is not here. And he's not there. woxic is over at the A bomb site. He's got that bomb on his back. He's going to start to tap in the numbers now. Even he's kind of a bit bewildered as to how this has gone so well, but it might get mopped up by FaZe. olof coming into catwalk with Rain down in CT, a double-pronged approach. This nade on olof could end the entire round, honestly. If that gets thrown in, the round just might be over. woxic, yeah, dropped from the site, and a 9th round presents itself to FaZe. They don't over-rotate there because they don't want to split that defense up, right? That's the real reason they both commit to B, and that's what it...
What do you guys think?
Denmark.
Just run the world?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why video games aren't going to be in the Olympics, because, we have multinational teams, which is awesome. And, well, 2 of them on our screens right now. Miles FaZe, the pistol round is well and truly on. woxic pushing the top and middle, pushing the perimeters for 2. Trade to back in for FaZe, though. Brokey gets flashed out of mid. He can still get up on the catwalk, and FaZe can go towards that A site if they please.
Oh, and there's a smoke to help them get across as well. karrigan sits inside of the A site right now, and he's got a kit on his back. So doesn't have armor. That's something to bear in mind as these Glocks and this P2 start to close the distance on him here. karrigan's got to try and deliver a hell of a lot with not much. And there's one.
Boy.
Oh dear, only Brokey left, and karrigan's just being a nuisance. Finally, he's able to put the kill on the board. The kit is now dropped over here, short side. They're going to boost up ropz, and he's given an avenue, but Brokey is so good in these pistol rounds. Now down to the 1v1, and Chris J on the other side. Brokey's so low on HP, and he's trying to hide. He's trying to hide from Chris. He gets it done. It's another 1v... There was one 1v4 back on Train, a 4K as well in the first pistol for him on that map. And here, in this pistol round, he gets it done in a 1v3. Brokey is so good in these pistol rounds and good in the clutch situations across the board. He's been a treat to watch today.
Yeah, he's certainly been something.
10-6 now. FaZe with the lead in this second half. Grenade is good on long. NiKo's going to go through regardless. There's only one man here, and that's perfect for NiKo. He knows that karrigan's been throwing utility. Kool is actually going to get the kill as well. So FaZe in the wrong position with the Molotov down in the car. Clearing out that spot. Kool messing up his jump throw from atop the barrels. It looked right on the lineup, but lands on the roof. Not a worry. They've already used one of their mollies to clear cars, so not going to be a player there for mousesports. Instead, they boost up in CT. Frozen is going to be on the site. Chris on the elevator. The jump does result in a tag going through. The grenade could be good, but at this point, you're looking for kills. Second nade, maybe the chance. Bang. He goes out of the round and further damage done. That makes these Deagles just the more adventurous here for mousesports.
Yeah, Chris J looking to get boosted up at the site. Frozen with the idea from the looks of it. It didn't go super well. He takes one pop shot, has to fall off because the pressure's too immense. Just under a minute left on the clock, and currently ropz holding down from catwalk. Meanwhile, all 4 members of FaZe clan that are alive are holding down this long A area. Now, we noticed that Molotov that was used on Kar. I don't think it was deep enough to clear close right, which did kind of give a little bit of worry to FaZe in their aggression, or their progression onto the site. But they still haven't gotten there until now. They're just now crossing ramp.
Ooh.
Be running it straight into Wox's SMG.
Ooh, mousesports, how are they getting away with this? FaZe are taking their sweet time to cross to the site, and the low HP certainly doesn't help. Wox's going to finish the job. Rain traded on the car, and Mouse... You what?
It's actually crazy. So he's maybe going to look to maybe throw a bit of a fake in here. Alternatively, they can group back and they can actually join him if this A site doesn't look pretty. So it just depends on what kind of responsibility they want to give him. And yeah, it's this fake into A. They drop Rain into CT. He calls that this is clear, and now they try and get into the B site. But ropz has delivered 2, and Chris J keeps this in the advantage of Mouse. They deal with this fake well. And now just Rain and Olof left standing.
Just Olof. A couple of years ago, you would have said, oh, it's not.
This is basically how it would be looking. And that's something that I think works both in their favor and against them. You know, like, this is a team of legends, but it's like at the same time,
success separately, now having to do it together. I mean, that's, yeah, it's difficult. It's of course, you know, great to have the experience there, but it's never going to be easy for FaZe. And this round is also going to be difficult because karrigan's there on long with an MP9, and they're on block, so it's going to be a quick affair. FaZe getting swept under the rug. Broky's got the AWP as well. Sorry to cut you off, Trace. I just thought that was a noteworthy point.
But I didn't say anything.
I can hear you getting ready to say something.
I wasn't going to say anything. Really? I guess I'll say something now.
Okay.
At this rate, now, provided FaZe can stay in this and not just get run all over right now by mousesports.
This has got made sure to keep that in his back pocket along with Frozen. So that allows both of these players to try and set up the guys inside of the site that much more. Woxit getting that kill has now allowed the players to begin an early rotation in towards this A side of the map. So, oh, this Molotov makes Brokey stuck over on short side, out on a bit of an island, and then gets dropped by Frozen. NiKo gets that trade. Karrigan.
Oh, baby.
Now moving in from long. NiKo doubling up, but are they ready for Chris J? Might not matter if they're ready. No amount of preparation can help you going to top themselves into the lead here in this second half. If they manage to do so, it will be 5 rounds in a row from this mousesports squad in order to get them there.
Yeah, we see this Molotov come out on catwalk again, and we've caught a couple glimpses of the same position of Molotov, being flying in from long, but what it's effectively doing is isolating one player way out to be split with the bomb going out upper. Rain and NiKo looking to go out into lower, into middle.
A slow crawl for FaZe, but it's about to heat up and speed up into this B site once the smoke comes down. There it is for Rain, and one was also thrown through the tunnels. ropz and Chris, rather. Oh, I like that smoke. It buys him time. He can sit in front of the tunnels and fight in front of B while also being protected from his flank on the mid play. Chris getting away with 1, but they're above the boxes right now. The spray should give away his position. He gets 2. Oh, dear. Out of ammo. Swap to the Deagle for a 3rd. Deagle out 4 kills. Chris is going to kill him all.
What a play from Chris. Would love to go back and look at this smoke and really see the location of it. But yeah, really heads up. Positioning, maneuvering, whatever you want to say, but then the shots. It's this last kill that you really don't think he has a chance in hell to get.
Darting his crosshair up and down at the ground, that's to dodge flashes, any pop flashes that FaZe are throwing in. So, like, everything about that play was so thought out from Chris J, right? You could tell he was going to do something remarkable. And now, well, this buy round is on the cards, and he just might start to do that now.
We've been seeing actually Brokey take the AWP on the T side while NiKo had it in the first half. So Brokey went for a long pick a couple of rounds ago, didn't work out. He just went for the B pick and he went down to ropz. So right now things aren't looking good for FaZe, and they're going to desperately push B through the smoke. ropz finds 1, doubles it. Molotov is burning him out, and Kool will eventually find the killing blow. Chris tapping down and finishing off the job. Nice stuff from Chris. He just
FaZe, they start to somewhat from ropz. He skirted past FaZe. No one was watching mid. You know, they were lining up utility, and so he's now cleared the upper tunnels. You already see Chris J running shoes on, mate. He's out of the B site. He's moving down into mid. Him and ropz have completely figured out where this player's coming in, and now the kills come through for Mouse. They get 2 in an instant and continue with this rotation. Now, this is going to be heard. FaZe not committing now.
Yeah, FaZe went tunnels. They would have the B side for free, and I feel like they've realized that. Brokey going back to that position, but they lose a man in middle. mousesports hold on to that spot. Woxic has his shot, and Brokey, he considered it for too long. If he went fast, he would have found an empty B site. Well, now it's got an enemy in. ropz is out of the round. Brokey finding that Deegan middle has bought him time to go towards B, but he is walking into the AWP of Chris J. We've had triple AWP in this round for Mouse. And Brokey is going to have to hit a huge shot. Chris misses his. That is crucial here. It's let Brokey get close with the deagle. Flash is good. Chris just trying to stay alive, but he wants his kill more than anything. Brokey, oh, he's getting played with. The flash is up. Will be able to spam. Chris took it away, and Brokey finishes the job, but he's so low. Only takes a...
Even early in the game, they looked like they were really going to gun him down here. But it's not the case currently. Smoke on Catwalk's going to give that veil of cover for the side of FaZe to try to make it that way. However, Woxic's going to be there at the end of the road. Finds Rain. And that's 1 weapon of 5 down in this round for the side of FaZe.
It feels like every round mousesports start it 5-on-4. I can't think of the last time FaZe didn't have, or even had a 5-on-4, let alone like a traded kill that would put them somewhat favored. Right now, it's a fake towards A and a quick mid-split. That's a good call, but are the kills going to come through? There's no CT smoke, and that's a big mistake. ropz gets 2 frags, and they're still concerned at the B site. They think there's more players there. There's not. karrigan's pushed long, and he's coming in on a big flank. He might even be able to cut NiKo down, but he's been spotted. Got to be careful here, fighting through the doors. The spam is in, and karrigan's made it a 2-on-1.
Yes, he has. Here comes Olof. 2 kills in the round, AWP on his name. Just missing the headshot there onto the player in spawn. He's going to go ahead and get into the site. Get well dug into the back. Very curious of this angle towards tunnels. But guess what? They're not coming that way. It's going to be right here at the door. 8 HP. Where can he go? Nowhere. There you have it. Another mousesports round in what was a really scary, real sweaty moment.
With a nade out. I can't even begin to imagine how much fear you start. Look at the time. Whoa!
karrigan just lobs it.
I like that.
Take this and hope for the best.
Tries to throw the bottle at him. But he'll end up throwing the book at him as he sends them thus far in the first.
Hey, setting up for the mid to B, walking into this setup that has been so good on this B bomb site. karrigan even going to try and force fight. It doesn't work out. Good damage, but NiKo takes him down. And now FaZe, a man advantage. This is everything they needed. Will they finally find a round?
Oh, well, ropz is trying to have his say in the damage done through the doors, and ropz is somehow still alive, still kicking, and still a problem for FaZe. They finally deal with him, but now you got to get past Frozen, and they've been able to do that. Chris J in a 1v2 clutch to try and keep this one in mousesports' favor. Takes himself the AK. He's looked very good in the second half of play. Chris J now knows there's an enemy at car. He's trying to figure out where
mousesports win this round. Multiple rifle rounds in a row here to make this one happen.
They're going to turn the nitro up at this point. Looks like they want to get up Cat at a Fury's pace. Woxic's going to be there with an AWP. Should be finding one, does instead leg both of them.
Yeah, he collaterals them, but not quite for the kill, and that is devastating. At the same time, they've both been softened up in a very big way. However, this AWP is now available for someone like NiKo to get their hands on. Chris J trying to aggress. Now, this is very aggressive and maybe a little overzealous from Chris J, trying to chase those trades down, a risk, a bit of a gamble that mousesports didn't need to make. Feels like it's one of those moments where Chris J just says, guys, I'm feeling it. I'm getting these kills. And sometimes that doesn't always go the way you'd like. Okay, karrigan just 180s on the spot and drops him. I guess, you know, he knew something we didn't. But now the bomb plant coming on in. Olof spotted all the way back in T-spawn, and that might tempt mousesports to give this a go. They know that one of these players is now in for the long rotation.
It's worth a shot. You want to at least look at it. Of course, they don't know NiKo's tagged at all. They don't have that information. Brokey up on the catwalk crossing. Good timing for him. He's crouched as well. They won't see his head from this position. And Olof is long side as well, so he is safe. Talking of safe, well, it's a save for mousesports. They push the perimeter, no kills are provided, and with that, they're just going to hold on to their guns. They will be able to survive here with enough health, as they're both full right now. So 12 rounds to FaZe, back to back, and that's sometimes the hardest thing, right? When you get around on the board, you know Mouse are going to adapt. You know that
was going to be a victory. And Brokey to try and sell it. They've got 2 smokes between them. That's enough to get Olaf into the bomb site. And so then, once everything goes quiet, I think they're kind of banking on Brokey being able to get this trade should Olaf go down. This is a very awkward exchange, and now the B push comes in, where the bulk of this play was hoping to find success, but it has not. The bomb is dropped, and there is 30 seconds left. The fake never even has time to come through. And the bomb belongs to mousesports.
Yeah.
They didn't over-rotate. They didn't fall prey to that players over at long.
Quite the contrary. They rotated into B. When they saw those long smokes go down, Chris itself, one player diving through a smoke on long, that doesn't seem like a long commitment.
Karrigan really kind of probably caught with his guard down there and what he had to do, or a tip.
FaZe, right? You throw long smokes and then you walk into a triple B setup. Like, what on earth are mousesports doing? You must be thinking. Karrigan flashed out, but the spray is good. Olaf walks right into it. Doesn't even get out of the smoke. ropz, we've seen him in this position before. We've seen aces in this position before, and ropz is full of them. 2 kills as he spots the AWP as well. Won't go back for the repeat. He can flash to be set up to enable this kill, and he's hungry for it. He wants to close the series, but maybe a little too early. Brokey finds that frag and moves in off the back of the flash. His teammate there as well. Molly pushes him forward. Trade for Chris, and he looks to solidify this series with 1 single shot. Brokey, oh, he hits the tag, but he needs a lot more.
Oh, that nade not able to finish the job, and now he's looking for someone coming in on this flank. Gets the info that it's clear. Brokey trying to keep some cover between him and these engagements. He's looking to isolate them into a series of one-on-ones, but mousesports are not giving him any room to work with. Woxic holding the cross. Brokey going to try and flash himself just to get over. He was hoping that was going to bait the shot from Woxic, and it never comes. So when he runs the gauntlet, that's a nice, easy lineup. mousesports take this series 2-1.